Hey everybody, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media, back at you again. Like I said, all evening I'm just gonna be dropping videos and just try to educate the public on what service means, particularly on this wonderful day of Veterans Day today. And so oftentimes you'll see folks walk by veterans, or if they know that you're a veteran, they'll say thank you for your service, and it's greatly appreciated. Trust me, it is greatly appreciated. But there's a gray area because a lot of folks don't really understand what that service entails. You would literally have to wear that uniform to try to understand that. So what I'm trying to do today is try to bridge that gap, so to say, and try to let people in on some things that they may not have known about a veteran. So I'm just gonna go right at it. And one thing I'm gonna talk about is yesterday my father and I talked about me doing these videos on Veterans Day. I thought I wasn't for sure if I was going to do it or not, but I said yes. I think it's always beneficial when it comes to serving those that served. So he told me to make damn sure that I mentioned that military service is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I guess he's hearing that from folks who have never served, or who may have the wrong idea of service. They may have heard horror stories about things that have happened to veterans in service. But I'm here to tell you, military service is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I'll tell you something funny. For a long time, man, people used to, when I was coming up early in the military, I would come back to Fort Worth, and there would be certain people, man, that would tell me that, to them, military service is like prison. That's what they compared it to. And that's why some stayed away from it. They said it was just like prison. I don't think that's necessarily true. So I understand the attempt to make the connection, but no, military service is not like prison. You know what I'm saying? Basically, military service is a contract between you and the federal government. It's a contract between you and the federal government. And you got a lot of autonomy, a lot of flexibility, a lot of, room to do what you need to do and grow as a man or a woman. Obviously you have to follow the military's mission, goals, values, those sorts of things. But I mean, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. I did it 22 years. There was a time when I thought of moving away from it, probably 15-year mark or so, something like that. But I decided to hang on in there until it got to the point where I became, for lack of a better word, too educated. I'm being honest. I had like 5 degrees, and so I felt like it was a waste for me to just continue down the military path. Not that there's anything wrong with the military path. It's just that I was already on that education path, and so at some point there was going to be a clash. It was going to come a point where I had to figure out what I want to do. Follow on this education I've gotten, or follow on the great career I was having in the military. So I've had friends who've done 30 plus years in the military. I've known people doing one day military. So military service is not a bad thing. It's what you make of it. Sure, there are challenges. Sure, there are things you've never been exposed to. Sure, you run across people with different attitudes and different personalities. But guess what? You're going to do that in life anyway. The military just does it quicker for you. And that's why young folks mature so fast, because they're exposed to so much on an international level, not just local. So it's not a bad thing. I would encourage any young folk out there, if you desiring to go to the military, give it a try. Give it a try. One thing I found out today, as soon as I woke up this morning, my phone was going off, text messages. And it took me a minute to realize. I said, wait a minute, that's Veterans Day. And I already knew there are certain people in my family that, they're very good at making sure that I'm recognized and I'm honored and on days like today. And so that started a whole chain of events, because I started sending other text messages about veterans, and then it got to the point where I wanted to recognize all the veterans in the family. And then it dawned on me, after all these back and forth texts, we had about 20 veterans in the family. All told, about 20 veterans. And I'm talking about on my father's side and on my mother's side. I think on my mother's side, we got probably 12 total veterans. On my father's side, about 5, including him and his 4 brothers. So it's a lot of veterans within the family. I just like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And it's a great thing. It's not a bad thing. So if you consider military service, give it a try. Give it a try. Talk to folks. Talk to folks who have been in service. there are opportunities to be educated on a wonderful career path. And so with that, I'll let y'all go. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. It's like I said, it's a long time coming for me. I did 22 years Air Force, and after that, did some other work with local state government, things like that. So I enjoyed my career. I don't think it was bad at all. And for someone to insinuate it's bad is, I don't know. Maybe they've had maybe they've run across a veteran that had bad experiences or something like that. I don't know, but it's a good thing. Give it a try. If all else, give it a try. Take care. Bye-bye.